Okay guys, let's chat, but first I need to run this acai bowl into my friend before it is not frosty anymore. Okay guys, it has been a whirlwind of a morning. Nobody talks about, okay, most people don't have to live with this, but nobody talks about the logistics of getting videos filmed when you have 4 kids. But I'm out and about this morning. It's just me and the baby. I'm running errands, and I thought I would take some time while I'm running around here to chat with you all about a few things that have been on my mind. This is kind of like an anti-Q&A. Basically, I didn't ask you guys for questions. I just have a list of things here on my phone that I've been wanting to chat with you guys about. And so we're going to do it here because I can. It's my YouTube channel, and the funny thing is I like to film videos that I like to watch. That's honestly the reason I don't think I've gotten burnt out in the last 5 years, just because I film kind of what I want to film, and if it does great, awesome, and if it doesn't, then I might not be as inclined to film it again. But at the same time, I just kind of go with what, yeah, the things that I enjoy. So hopefully that's working out. I mean, I'm still here, so yay for that. Praise God. If you're new here, my name is Megan Fox. I am talking fast so that I can get a lot in, but I talk fast all the time. I have 4 kids, as I said, and my youngest is a newborn and my oldest is in 1st grade. So that kind of puts things in perspective if you're wondering why she's saying some of the things she is. Oh, also, I'm a Mennonite as well, so that shapes a lot of my opinions. It's how I was raised, and I really do appreciate a lot of the things that I was brought up with, and I count it a privilege. Which, can we just talk about how privileged any of us are that are stay-at-home moms? Like, it is some people's absolute dream, and I know it's really hard some days. I'm gonna turn the van off there. It's a beautiful day. The weather is so perfect. Anyway, it's a very thankless job, and I feel like we don't get a lot of credit for the things we do, and it doesn't take a lot of talent sometimes, but what a privilege to be able to get up on our own terms, or our kids' terms, whatever, and live in our own little kingdom, our own little house. I've just been thinking about that coming through the postpartum period. I don't know how working moms get through this stage, my baby's 8 weeks old, and then turn around and go back to work again. And I'm just feeling so privileged that I get to stay home. And even if we were just a 1-income household, I still think we would do that. We would make it work out. All of my friends do that. It's kind of our culture. We definitely value moms staying at home if they can. And so, yeah, I'm just so grateful. Speaking of moms, my mom raised me in the 90s. I was born in 1992. And yes, forever ago, right? But something that I've been doing lately is living life like a 90s mom. And I wanted to tell you guys about it because I thought perhaps maybe this would be a great little tip for you guys to try in your life. When my mom was raising me in the 90s, there were no smartphones. There were barely even cell phones. Like, I remember when my dad got a cell phone, and then later on my mom got one, much later on, I believe. And so when she sat down to feed her baby, she could read a book, but what if it's dark? You know, is she gonna turn on a lamp? Nope, she's probably just gonna sit there, rock the baby, pray, half sleep, I don't know. During the daytime, what did she do? Maybe read a magazine. Once my brother and sister came along, maybe she was like kind of parenting from the side or reading books to us or something. I don't know. But what I've been doing lately is, it started when I was in labor with my last baby here, actually. If you'd like to see that birth story, I can put the card up here. But it started with that. I was envisioning my old childhood home, and just a lot of different visualization techniques I used while I was in labor. But anyway, that kind of got me started. And now sometimes I'll catch myself doing my housekeeping and my homemaking, and I'll kind of role play and act like I am a 90s mom. It's just like a way to romanticize the slower pace of life, the non-technology side of things. I just think of my mom in the 90s. Her world was a lot smaller, you know, or I keep saying my mom's generation, you know, the world was a lot smaller. If they wanted to find something out, they had to make a phone call, they had to chat with their friends and then pass information along. I remember them having like phone chains and stuff. So you call so-and-so and then they'll call so-and-so, and we'll get the news out that so-and-so had their baby or whatever. And if she wanted to make a recipe, she had to use the 4 cookbooks that she had or whatever. You know, she couldn't just Google something online. I think it took a lot more creativity, more planning, but also I feel like life was at a lot slower pace. You know, she was hanging up her laundry on the wash line, and she didn't know that maybe some of her other friends had been gone for the day on a ladies' trip going thrifting or whatever. She didn't know that. I feel like it had to be a lot easier to be content back then. I don't know. But at the same time, I can't imagine sending my husband off to work and knowing I'm not going to hear from him, or I can't get a hold of him really unless I go through a lot of extra steps, you know, till he gets home from work. So it's just, it sounds really odd, but I feel like the best way it's manifested living the 90s lifestyle in my home. And I just do this for like little pockets of time here and there, like, 10 minutes. I'm not going to pick up my phone or scroll through Instagram while I'm feeding my baby. I'm going to sit there and just be alone with my thoughts. Like, I think they did that a lot more back then, just because you had to. And wow, that silence is awkward at first. That silence is scary sometimes. It's not my favorite, but I'm learning to kind of like it. And just, I remember the sounds of my mom listening to like Christian radio preachers and talk radio and stuff like that. And I've actually been turning my radio on more, listening to music. I love podcasts, but I don't feel like they feel particularly 90-ish. But anyway, I just thought I wanted to share that with you. It's really random, but you can try it out for yourself. Live a little hashtag 90s lifestyle and see what you think. And I don't do this for a whole day, and it's not dramatic at all. It's just like one decision here and one decision there. Oh, what would my mom do in this situation in the 90s, you know? Something a little fun here. You guys know that last year I went to a wellness collective, it was called. It's basically this big fancy women's event at this gorgeous barn with lots of food and stuff. And I went 2 years in a row. They've had it 3 years. I did not go the first year because I thought it was going to be like this really crunchy thing, and I'm not like crazy crunchy. I try to make good choices when I can and substitute out things without sacrificing too much quality of life. But it's something that I'm definitely trying to work towards. Which brings me to my Thrive order that I wanted to show you guys. I love using Thrive, so I think my order is coming tomorrow. So let's just jump to tomorrow real quick and I'll show you what I got. Okay, never mind. It was sitting here waiting for me on the porch as soon as I got back, so we'll do it today. Now, I will tell you more about Thrive as we get into this, but I want to let you know that right now, when you go to thrivemarket.com/meganfoxunlocked, that's going to get you 30% off of your first order, as well as a free gift valued up to $60. They're an online membership-based grocery store, and they bring things right to your door, and they have so many better-for-you products. Maybe you eat a certain way in your family, like gluten-free or paleo, and they have a lot of items that are just better for you in general, and I like to get my snacks from there. I'm planning to go camping this weekend, so I wanted to grab some more snacks, like, you know, Pringles. We love Pringles. These are the Good Crisp Company Pringles, and they are sour cream and onion flavored. This whole box, I think I saved about $16 just by ordering through Thrive, but it is a no-risk thing. If you do not save money, they will reimburse you. You can go monthly for $12 a month, or you could go for the full year, and it comes out to $59.99 for the full year, and you will make that money back in savings. If you don't, Thrive Market will credit you the difference. My kids love these lollipops, and they are made with cane sugar and organic honey. Most importantly, the reason I like them is because there's no food coloring in them, no dyes and stuff. We'll always get chomp sticks. They're so nice to grab. They fill you up a little better than some things, and I love a good proteiny snack. I've tried other flavors, but I think this is my favorite. It's just the originals. Ah, here's my kids' favorite. These are the fruit circles. I got 2 different flavor options this time. They're just basically like dried fruit leather. My kids love fruit snacks. I refuse to buy them for them. My mom does. She buys the Welch's fruit gummies, but I decided to buy these instead and try them out because they don't have the dye and stuff in them. And they're made with organic rice syrup. So yeah, we'll see if the kids like them. If they compare to the real deal, I'm guessing they will, but you never know. Ball games are coming up, so I grabbed some veggie sticks. Personally, I would not eat these, but the kids love them. And you know it, you love it. It's popsicle season here. And so these come in cherry limeade, fruit punch, and Concord grape. So I'm excited to see what the kids think of these. As you can see, I was feeling a little bit experimental and was trying a few new things out. But yeah, we have our favorites that we go to pretty much almost every month, like the chomp sticks, the lollipops, things like that. Well, we don't buy the lollipops every month, guys. But anyway, if this piqued your interest and you'd like to try Thrive out for yourself, again, go to thrivemarket.com/meganfoxunlocked, and that is gonna get you 30% off of your first order, plus a free gift valued up to $60, and just a few more things about their website. I really love looking on their deals tab and seeing what is on sale. It's not only a great way to save money, but then it's also sometimes prompts you to try out new things that you haven't tried before, and pretty soon you have some new favorites. I love grocery hauls. Anyway, back to what I was talking about with this wellness collective. I didn't go the first year because I thought it was for crunchy people, and I don't necessarily think of myself as that. Like, I'm not all into the essential oils and the grounding. I mean, I've grounded since I was a kid. I'm a farm girl. We walk on bare feet all the time. But anyway, I didn't go the first year, and then I went the past 2 years, and now they're having this event again. And I was like, I don't want to make this all my personality. I feel like it's like the thing for like Christian moms in this area to go to, and I just was like, I like to be my own self. I don't like to be like the classic basic person, which, hello, most of us are the basic people. That's why we're called basic. But anyway, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go again, just because I don't want to be that person that's always going and like bragging it up, because I really enjoyed it. But anyway, they announced the speakers, and Katie Vogtberg is coming. Emily Morrow from Really Very Crunchy on Instagram, you guys know her reels, she's hilarious, she's coming. And you're not gonna believe this, Sally Clarkson, who writes like all those books, and her podcast, I think it's called At Home with Sally, she is coming too. So now I just have to sign up. Like, yes, it's pretty expensive, and it takes up a whole day. I'm gonna have to find a babysitter. I'll get to take my baby along, but the other kids will need to be babysat. But I really think I'm gonna try to get tickets. Me and Gina are gonna go, I think. And yes, it feels very basic of me to go, but honestly, it's so fun. Like, do you guys have women's events in your area? Step out and go, even if you have to go by yourself. You will make new friends there, and you'll feel so inspired and lifted up. And I feel like the reason they always sell out on their tickets is just because there's so few events out there like that, and there's so many moms out there that are just hungering for a community and people that are in real life. I try to create that here on YouTube a little bit, but at the same time, it's not real life. You know, it's not seeing people in person, and there's definitely that barrier of a camera lens and all of that. It's just not the same. So if you have any women's events and you're like debating if you should go or not, do it. I don't think you'll regret it. Oh, Whitney just texted and said thank you. Oh, she says, here's to being little old ladies together. I wrote in her card something about us being old ladies at the same time. We both have 4 kids. We both just had our 4th this month. And so I wanted to drop her an acai bowl off after being in Florida. I've just been craving them. So I thought I'd share the yumminess and give her one. The actual topic that made me want to make this video was my video that I put up a little while back. I think it said an honest weekend in my life. And at the end, I talked about some anxiety. There was a period of really bad anxiety I had when my baby was 2 to 3 weeks old, through some sicknesses we were dealing with. And it was pretty awful. You can go watch that video. In the moment, it felt bad. But I did just want to say thank you for so many of you that reached out. I got personal emails and DMs, and of course all the comments. I felt so weak and almost embarrassed to share that, but so many of you I found out get it, and I feel I'm not happy that you get it, like bummer. But apparently anxiety is not as uncommon as I thought. I'm not this total anomaly, and you know, and I don't know, I think this might come back to the 90s thing. Do you think some of our 2020s lifestyle is playing into that? It's just I don't have any answers for that question. It's just something I've been thinking about. But yes, I am pleased to say things have gotten a lot better. I still feel it kind of rising up in me when my baby gets a stuffy nose, or I hear about a friend that has sick kids, and I'm like trying to think, were we around them? And it's just that whole sickness thing. It's definitely something that triggers it for me, but I can honestly say it's been much better, and it usually only pops up when I'm tired. That's when I notice it more, and so I really need to focus on getting my sleep. I always knew I needed my sleep, but I didn't realize how much sleep deprivation and anxiety are correlated. Like the first day we got down to Florida, we drove all night long to get there. That evening, I thought I was feeling fine, but I was obviously, you know, I'd pulled an all-nighter, I hadn't slept, and all of a sudden something happened and anxiety started to well up in me again, and I'm like, oh my word, this is correlated to anxiety. And there is almost a freedom in knowing that, oh, it's a bodily response. It's not like a spiritual thing that I need to get my life in order, which of course I need to get my life in order, but I think acknowledging that sometimes you can try all the things and you can't always control it. I think thought patterns and techniques like that can definitely help, but there's something about just knowing that, you know, it could just be my anatomy at this moment, my hormones, whatever, my lack of sleep. And so if you are struggling with that right now, oh my goodness, sit and reflect and think about it, and maybe think about what it's stemming from. Notice any patterns, maybe keep a journal so you can kind of notice when things crop up so that you can try to remedy the situation, fix it. I don't like to use either of those words, but yeah, nobody wants to live in anxiety, and I hope that we're all on a healing path wherever we are on that journey. So I'll leave that at that. It's not a super fun topic to talk about, but sadly, it's a lot of our realities. Also, for the first time this month, I have been feeling like I can't get things done. Like, I will look at other people and feel stressed out at all the things that they are doing, that they are getting done. Like, how are they having beautiful photo shoots in their home when their baby's like a week old? How are they like doing try-on hauls and stuff? And like, I'm really struggling with this inferiority thing, and I'm starting to get annoyed at myself, because I'm like, I think I make other people feel that way sometimes, because I'm usually like this go-getter and I like to get a lot of things done. And editing videos, it can seem like I'm just doing when it's spread out through several days, you know? But I had to check myself when I would go on social media, which I'm not on a ton. I watch more YouTube videos than I am on like Instagram and stuff like that. And I'll usually more like listen to the YouTube videos while I'm working, kind of like a podcast. But yeah, being online, I would see all these like postpartum moms doing things that I'm like, I don't look like that. I can't get that done. I barely even, I mean, I always get dressed and combed for the day, but I barely even got the laundry done for today, you know? And I am starting to identify with some of you that feel like that. I don't remember ever feeling like that before. I always felt like I don't care what other people are doing. I'm happy with my pace of life, and I'm getting done what I need to get done and what I want to get done. And it just hasn't been that way lately. I've been definitely struggling a little bit with feeling like I can't, like, what do I have to offer? What do I have to give here on YouTube? Because I feel like most of my days are just me getting up and doing the same thing and maybe running to the gym or hanging out with friends in the evening or something that I can't film. So yeah, just a realization that, wow, other people feel like this too. Like, other people feel like this often, and I just don't like this feeling. I want to get over it. I want to be able to get back to, but you know what? I might never get back to that old Megan because I have 4 kids. 4 kids now. Like, you know, someday when they're out of the home and stuff, I'm sure I can get as much done as I want, but then I'll probably be bored, right? Okay, before we finish our little chat, I just wanted to jump in here and show you our Mother's Day selection. I can't believe Mother's Day is like literally right around the corner, and I, if you don't know, have a little boutique online. Everything is handmade here in Lancaster County, and I have some epic stuff, I have to say, and we are restocking here for Mother's Day, so go check it out. First of all, I have connections with one of the most talented leather makers here in Lancaster County, and she makes the most beautiful leather bags. This one I'm not going to unpackage because one of you guys is going to get this. It is just beautiful, and here's mine. I've used it for 3 years, and it just looks more and more beautiful with time. This can be a crossbody or a clutch. Right now, as you can see, I have it in the clutch configuration, and I designed this. She sews them for me, and I'm just so proud of them. Also, you guys know this is my planner. I use it every day. This is the one I have, and I have it available in this color as well. Beautiful golden floral, and they're available right now. The best part is you can give this to your mom on Mother's Day, and she can start it the very next day because these are undated. You can use it, start it at any time. You know, she could start it June 1st. Yeah, I just love how versatile they are, and they're kind of like a block system. It's the system I've been using for at least 3 years. Also, I'm drinking strawberry lemon water at the moment, but I have all kinds of cute glasses that another local woman here in Lancaster County makes. This one was actually inspired by my grandma's glassware with the gold roses. She loved gold roses, and I actually have one of her original cups, but I thought I would love to have these in the shop. These have frosted glass and a gold decal on them, so check those out. I love that on my website. There's so many different price points. You know, you can get things that are pretty affordable, and then you can have luxurious items like the leather that your mom will never forget and she'll use for a lifetime. Also, zipper pouches. They are so great, especially for young moms. If you are my age and you would love to organize your diaper bag better, these zipper pouches are awesome. I use one of these for my makeup bag. I use them for, right now I have this one with some stationery and for when I do art journaling, but I have so many pretty prints online. Again, I picked them all out, and then these are sewed by another woman here in Lancaster County. Guys, I'm so proud that every time you purchase something from my shop, you're supporting a local artisan or craftswoman, if you will. And our newest addition to the shop is our tallow balm. It comes like this, packaged up, ready to go. We have it in vanilla and blue tansy, and you can use it for so many things. Personally, for myself, I love it as a moisturizer. Feels so good. Man, it feels so good, and it smells amazing too. And I would love if you guys could go read up on the ingredients. It's just amazing. You can use this from 0 years old to 100. Sometimes Josh will even use it. It's amazing. It has so many different benefits, and I'm not going to go into all of them here, but if you check them out online, you'll see how amazing tallow balm really is. And it's definitely having its moment, and I feel like we have priced this super well. So I'm really, really proud of this product. And again, made by a local girl here in Lancaster County that's my age, and she is just very talented. So if any of this piqued your interest, you can shop on meganfoxunlocked.com. We have candles and so many more items as well that I know you or your mom or the woman in your life would love. You know, there's birthdays happening year round, so it's always a good time to shop, especially when you know you're shopping small and supporting, you know, a lot of these moms are stay-at-home moms who just have a little side hustle. And yeah, it's been such a privilege to be able to work with them, partner with them, and design these awesome products together that I not only love and promote, but I use in my life every day as well. So truly the dream. Check it out, meganfoxunlocked.com. Another thought that has been scaring me, my oldest is a daughter, she's 6. It's terrifying me that how little Josh and I knew about each other when we got married. Like, we dated for 2 years, 7 months, and 20 days. Yes, I know that. I don't know why. Don't ask me. So that's not even that short of a time to be dating and engaged till you get married. But I think about as a teenager. Like, we got married so young. He was 19. I was 20. Like, we didn't even ask the right questions. I didn't know if he was going to want to be, like, involved in church, or if he's going to be a go-getter and want to go camping a lot, or if he was going to, like, not care about his health at all and get, like, severely overweight. Or maybe he'd want to change careers and just be gone all the time trucking or something like that. Like, you don't know when you get married. You don't think to ask those questions. And it's terrifying to me because my daughter, you know, someday she's going to think she found Mr. Right, and she's not going to think to ask all those questions. So I think that's where it comes back to God. You know, if you know their heart and you know they are bent, their heart is bent towards God, this person that you're debating if you should marry, I think things will fall in place. But it's still scary to think of my daughter, like, choosing a partner that young in life. And I'm like, oh dear, I really hope we can push it off a little bit. I mean, I want all my children to get married and start their own families and move out and all of that. That's what I feel would be awesome for them to have. But it's a little scary, I'm not going to lie. Like, Josh and I went to the gym the other night on a little date. We worked out, and then we sat there and we're eating loaded fries, I think it was, and Caesar salad. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm so glad. I had so much fun tonight. I'm so glad that we could do this. Like, when we got married, I didn't know what we were going to do for pastimes in 10 years. Like, you don't know. Like, we've been married 10 years. So many things can change. And I've changed so much. You know, it's very humbling to think about it. But hopefully some of those changes have been for the better. I don't know. I don't have any answers here, guys. Just that I'm terrified of my daughter someday choosing a man and doing it young like that. And yeah, that's where you just have to trust that God is wanting you to get married and that you both keep seeking him together. It's truly the glue that holds you together and helps you love your partner through their changes and through your changes. And yeah, when we're married 20 years, who are we going to be then? Because I feel like I'm a completely different person now than I was 10 years ago. It's crazy. I mean, some of those still same things are ingrained in me, but a lot of things are different, not gonna lie. Which, speaking of the gym, tonight I'm going to a coffee shop book study with my friends. We do it once a month. We go through this book here, The Flirtation Experiment, and I'm supposed to be leading out tonight. It's not really that hard. We just kind of discuss and chat together. The one chapter, it was on connection and just talking about doing things together, like Josh and I going to the gym, or they talked about playing board games, things like that. And someone sent me these cards that you can go through with your spouse. And they're just like fun. It's called Questions for Humans. I'll try to link it below. And it's a couples edition. What's the most random, and these are just questions you can talk to each other about. What's the most romantic thing I've ever done for you? What is something I do that is super annoying? How does someone gain your trust? When's the last time someone made your day? What did they do? Just like little conversation starters when you really don't, either of you have that much to talk about your day or whatever. Josh and I did this, not with these cards, but we did that a little bit on a road trip one time. And it's amazing how you might totally snowball into total other conversations, but it still gets the conversation going. What do you value most about your best friend? You know, or even who is your best friend? That kind of thing. Just we're checking in with each other. And so I wanted to share that. I will link the cards below and my book as well. I think sometimes the book doesn't actually tell you, like, I wouldn't say it's like crazy earth-shattering thoughts. It's more of like just reminders often, you know, kind of how daily devotionals are. It's just daily reminders to like better your relationship and help you to have fun with your spouse and all that. So I really have been enjoying it. And yes, I know I've talked about that a couple times before. And you know, back earlier when I talked about like the 90's mom thing, what did couples do when they had some alone time in the evenings, besides obvious? But you know what I mean? When the kids go to bed, Josh showers, and then I'm already showered and I'm laying in bed on my phone, and then he comes to bed and there we are on our phones. Is that what we want to do? Or like, what did they do in the 90's? They didn't have that option. I do remember my dad would take the newspaper to bed and he would read the newspaper in bed. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe that's not any better. I don't know. But putting my phone down, I want to be more intentional about that, and maybe, you know, chatting about our day, or maybe not even the things that are happening in your day, but the way you were feeling. Yay. Guys just love talking about feelings, right? But I feel like it's a different level of intimacy completely when you're chatting. What do they call it? Like pillow talk? I'm reading through this book called Annie's Day of Light. It basically reads like Laura and Mary, except it's crazy thick. It's written by a Mennonite woman in my area, and it is about my great-great-grandma and her mom, so my great-great-great-grandma. It's so fun to read this. It's like I'm reading Laura and Mary, but in my own town, because she grew up right around here, and just so fascinating. It's full of stories. There's some like bootlegging in here and some different stuff. People are people. They're not all 100% good or 100% bad, you know? Jana and I want to actually talk about this in a podcast coming up on Honey, I'm Homemaker, so stay tuned for that. But in the first chapter, it literally opens up with my great-great-great-grandma pumping water out of the pump to put out a fire. They had a barn fire, and she was 9 months pregnant. She had the baby, I think, 3 days later. And it just got me thinking, oh my goodness. People always say, like, we're go, 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 go. It's like, it's ingrained in my blood. My great-great-great-grandma was fighting a fire. 9 months pregnant. I just can't help myself. Like, it's hereditary, guys. Anyway, I've really been enjoying this book, and we'll talk about it more as we go on. I've read it this is like the 4th time I'm reading it. The other times I was a teenager, and it just hits different reading this as a mom. Like the first chapter, there's a barn fire. Second chapter, their 3rd child dies. They're moving, and I'm getting to their courting years, so that is getting to be fun. I don't know if it's still available, but I will try to link it down below if I can find it. I don't know if it's in print anymore. It is definitely a commitment to read. She's a thick one, but I think you guys would love it. But I especially love it because it's my own flesh and blood. Okay, so the baby's awake, and that means my time is very limited, so I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little more of a chatty video, and if you like this kind of thing, check out Honey I'm Homemaker. I will link that channel down below. That's me and my cousin's podcast. I think you guys would really enjoy it. Also, check out Thrive, use that discount, and then you too can have your very own Thrive haul. Anyway, thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.